Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Good morning, farmers. Back in this field to finish cultivating it. In the last episode, I think we got to like, what was it, like 60%-ish kind of thing. I made a lap or two, and we're up to almost 80%, so yeah. It won't take us too long to finish this field off. Quick checking on all the other fields that have seeds in them. Nothing's ready to be harvested at this time. So today, we can focus on this field here, which don't have to focus too hard because it's just about done. And then we got the two fields behind us, which means plowing and cultivating today, and that'd be probably just about it. I haven't checked to see what kind of jobs are out there just yet. Maybe we can check when we get done cultivating here in just a second or two. As Calvin comes walking along, I think it's Calvin. It is Calvin. But with no fields being ready, it's going to allow us to catch back up to our cycle of fields again. And we should be able to plow those two fields today, that one there and that one kind of over there. And possibly get one of them cultivated. I'm not sure if I can do both of them today. Obviously, if I stayed up until like midnight or some ridiculous hour, it's very doable. But we're not pushing ourselves. Worst comes to worst, like I said before, we'll just hire someone in the future. But right now, we don't need to. It would be nice to do some more harvesting. But really, the way the harvests have been the past couple of days, yeah, we are getting a decent harvest. But when you want to get both stages of fertilization down, the yield is a little lackluster. But you should expect that when you don't give the grain what it wants, which is fertilizer. I was going to say water, but in this game you don't have to water your crops, I guess. But you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying. Yeah, so if we can get all stage of fertilization down, the yields from the soy fields and these lupine fields would have been better. We would have made more money. All the good stuff, but it is what it is. We can only do what we're given. Maybe the devs at some point will put in where we can buy. They just call it manure. It's more like a liquid slurry when you spray it, though. Or give us more cows, or some kind of way of doing it better. But let's finish up cultivating this field. And then we'll rush across the little road here and we'll plow this field over here next. That field over there sometimes gives me some minor issues. That field down there sometimes tends to take the plow and whip it around wherever it wants to. And our tractor is filthy once again. That's why, I don't bother washing it at this stage unless I'm down there refueling it. I'll wash it just to make it look good for a little while. It's too bad we can't get the wife to do some work because, I'm pretty sure she would do it for free. But she's too busy in her yard pulling up weeds that don't exist, or I don't know if she's even cooking anything anymore. I know she's in the kitchen often, but I don't see stuff in the pantry going up, so I think we got too much food in the pantry, maybe. That's why she doesn't cook extra stuff. There, we'll just have this little section, and another field will be done. Now, if we ever really gain sometime, like tomorrow, if there are still no fields ready to be harvested, what we can do is start fertilizing some of these fields. Although fertilizing, I'm not too worried because fertilizing doesn't take long at all. I mean, we could whip out fertilization in all these fields around this section in one day, I think. Never had to do it, but I bet you if I had to do manure and spray fertilizer, I could do it all in one day. Alright, there we go. I was ready to say, I was getting, just as I turned, I was getting ready to say, now where did I put the plow? And this is before I said, like, oh, it's right there. So let's drop this off here. We'll hook up to our magical plow. Really? I should, but it connects there. That makes sense. Put it in this view. But let's see what we got out there for any kind of... Do we have any good jobs? Can we transport? Oh, I was hoping that was a fix a building, because usually that's the barn right there, and they usually pay well for that. Transport. So we got one fix the building one, and that's going to be like a $200, $300 job. And transports aren't that bad, as long as you got your vehicles around to teleport, like to here. And I think the other place you might go, if you get the job down here for transport, usually it's up here to pick a package, so it's like there and there. But yeah, since we got work to do today, I think we'll just we'll definitely got to get these fields plowed, and then we'll think about maybe doing a transport job. If I do one, I'm going to do all three. Was it three? Yeah. Because they probably all bring me down to Steve is his name. For now, we need to get started on plowing these fields, which should take us around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, maybe. Being 8 o'clock, yeah. They're not big fields, but they are going to take some time. I did turn on the second axle just to give me a little more grip in the front. Because you see, if I if I just let go, the tractor is slowly drifting to the right. Now, the one thing, someone sent me a private message, and they were asking about the steering wheel on this. From my last check, the steering wheel, you could use a steering wheel in this game, but then I guess they had some problems with the steering wheel in this game, and I know some people are still having problems with the steering wheel being used in this game, so I can't answer that for sure. I mean, if you have the game, I guess the only thing you can do is try hooking up and see if it works. There's a few things in this game. Some people have seen my videos, and I showed on the Steam's discussion board. People said, "Oh, I can't, you know, I thought they said you could do this. You can't do this." I'm like, here, watch this video, and you can see where I did it. And then, like the funny thing, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but downstairs I put tile in the basement floor, and a lot of people said, "I can't do that. How did you do that? I can't do that." So someone came up with an idea that says, start a new game and see if you can put tile in the basement. So I started a new game. Went to procedures just to get some money. You know, I went to the store, got the tile, went downstairs, and I can't place tile in the basement. So, must be I put the tile in the basement at the right time, and there must have been an update, and now you can't, I guess. But I'm guessing that's what the devs are working. The devs are working on the base game at this point. That's why there hasn't been an update in a long time. They're basically trying to fix everything that the game currently has. Improvements and stuff like that. Get rid of glitches, bugs. And it's probably going to take them a while, but yeah, the last post I saw from them was like a couple weeks ago, and that's what they said they're working on. And they weren't going to give ETA on an update for that. But really, I'm waiting to see what happens when the next update comes out to see what it entails. And what their plan is to do after that. Because this game has potential. But in my opinion, it needs more content before being considered full release. Yeah, tree bark. I never looked at tree bark and said that looks tasty. We'll have one of our last hamburgers that we have in our pocket. Well, it's like the other thing in this game. I've seen pictures of people have the option to give gifts to people. I carry gifts around for I don't know how long, and I finally said, I'm done with that. I got myself a wife. I don't need to make any more friends in the game. So I put all the stuff in the upstairs chest, up in the attic. I don't think my wife would like it too much if I hand chocolates or perfume to other women. I'm hoping the next harvest over there with peas, I think 2 of those fields do have both parts of fertilization down, so hopefully we get a good yield out of those. And being peas, which pay $8.91 a ton, if it yields well, we'll get paid well. Yeah, if you saw yesterday's episode, I was harvesting these 2 fields of lupine. I said, yeah, these 2 fields, I should get 3 trailers out of it. You know, maybe just shy of 3 trailers. We actually got just shy of 2 trailers, so, yeah. That's why my thumbnail to the video was fill her up please, because that's what I was hoping for. And it was like, didn't really quite fill her up, but whatever. Actually, what I may do just to mix up, instead of plowing both fields together, I may plow this field and grab the cultivator and just go right to cultivate, and then I'll plow the other field after that. Try to mix up the jobs here and there. Try to keep it entertaining. Because at this point in the game, there's not much else I can do. Like I've said this many times before, but you know, I can't. There's nothing to do with the animals. I know we got cows and chickens, but there's nothing really to do there. It's not like I can grow some corn and make some chaff and make silage, or cut grass to get hay, or that kind of stuff. So we'll just tend to our fields. Even our love life kind of stinks at this point. It's just basically go talk to the wife and it's like, yeah, everything's perfect. She's thrilled. The cows and chickens are a little bit of work, she says, but the money's great. Which, I don't know why she says that, because I haven't sold any milk or eggs or anything like that in a while. But it was like maybe 20 or 30 episodes ago we sold, what did we sell, like over 2,000 cans of milk, and we got like, what, $35,000 or something like that? I've been thinking about taking all the stuff for our pantry, just sell it. Maybe we'll when the end of the year comes. If we get close to the 1.75 million mark, we'll go to we'll raid the pantry and just sell everything. We'll keep some food for us, not much, and then we can do some fishing and whatnot, and she'll make us more baked fish and all that kind of stuff, I would assume. If not, we can live on the eggs that chickens produce. We haven't had eggs in a couple of years, so we'll probably start to grow fond of them again at some point. But I think for the moment, what I'm going to do is, I'm not quite halfway done with this field, am I? No, 40%, that's close. I'll bring it back when I'm just about ready to wrap up plowing, and then we'll grab the cultivator and we'll start cultivating the field. So I'll see you in a second. A few more passes on this field, and we shall be done plowing. And when we get to cultivating it, I do have to go back up to the north end. Well, it actually has, that would actually be the west end of the field, as it's shown on the map. Just to get that one last strip. Like I said, a couple more passes and we're just about done. It is approaching noon at this point. So, like I said, I'm hoping we can well, definitely get this field cultivated. That's not a problem. And looks like we'll just get the lower field plowed. I think that'll push us into the early evening hours. Of course, the question is, did we get to our 99%? We did, so we're fine there. Alright, pick the plow, rotate the plow. And let's go put the plow down here. Just in this corner of the field. It'll be out of the way and kind of relatively easy to pick up when we get to the field later on. I didn't check the fuel on this, so what's the fuel? Oh, 65%. We're fine. We're fine. Tell you, get used to the pickup option like in Farming Simulator, and then you come play Farmer's Dynasty and you think, oh yeah, that's close, he'll pick it up. And you sit there, hit Q, nothing happens. You pull forward a bit, it's almost like you gotta be just about right. It's like the Goldilocks zone or something. But let's get this field cultivated so we can knock another one off the list. I didn't check for... No, still no rain in the forecast. Can anyone remember the last time it rained? Because I sure can't at this point. In real life, it hasn't rained this long. The crops would not be doing so well. I just feel like when September comes or something, I'm gonna get like 4 days in a row of nothing but rain, which is fine as long as we don't have to harvest anything, like the big field. Oh man, that plow does leave some furrows up in this dirt, doesn't it? Bouncy, bouncy. Yep, we'll cultivate this field and then we'll see if we can get that field plowed down there also. I hope we can. Because I'm thinking the pea fields, at least one of them will be ready. I think we may have seeded the small field and then did the 2 big ones after, or was that the time before? Well, either way, you know, it's ready when it's ready. But I am looking forward to that harvest just a little bit because we did fertilize those fields twice. Well, 2 of them. Or was it just 1? I can't remember. That sounds like our farmer's log is going to help us out. But yes, in about a month's time, all these fields will have canola in them. And then before you know, we're going to click one button, go from September 30th to April 1st, and all the fields will be ready. All of the fields will be ready at once. And I'm thinking April 1st if it's not raining April 1st. What we'll do is we'll probably hire some workers to harvest some fields. And we'll harvest ours as well. We'll just watch. I mean, just like I said before, just imagine 4 harvesters going at once on winter canola. Our money's going to skyrocket. But also just feel like a lot of weight on your shoulders when April 1st comes and you got 20, I'm just going to say 26 fields ready for harvest, just sitting there looking at you like, hello? And you're like, I know. What do I do? And I'm actually thinking what we'll do is, when April 1st comes, we'll just set everything up for the big field. And we'll just hire workers to harvest other fields while we're doing the big field. Because the big field, like as we all know, it's going to take 4 days to harvest, plow, cultivate, reseed. So we'll just set off workers in all the other fields while we're working on the big one. But that is, well, I say that's a ways off, but really it doesn't. It seems like we're gaining on it awfully fast because we're on the 19th of August right now. Yeah, 19th of August. And once we start seeding all these fields and they're seeded, there's not going to be much else to do because as we see the jobs that we're getting offered, nothing really there. I mean, I may do those off camera for a couple days just to get some extra social points and try to get closer to that 1,000,000 social point status, which at this point I'm not sure if even I'm going to reach it. So but I'm thinking at this point I'll cut off again and bring it back when we're very close to finish cultivating the field, and then we'll go plow the other field. Hopefully it's not too late in the afternoon or early evening when we do so. So once again, I will see you in 3, 2, 1. I was hoping to get this field done by 5 o'clock. And we should. We shall. Yeah, it's 4:15. So that's going to be a problem. The slight problem is I don't think I'm going to be able to cultivate the other field at all tonight, which is okay. We'll at least get it plowed. I will finish plowing that field down there today. Whenever I get done with it, I get done with it. But hopefully somewhere around 9 o'clock tonight I'll be done with that, plowing that field. And it seems like every time I plow that field lately, I'm finishing that field off at night. So I'm not sure what that means. Maybe it's because the cycle of the fields I do, it just happens to always be that way, or it's trying to tell me something. But this field is done in about 15 seconds. How are we doing on fuel? 56%. So yeah, we're using the fuel up, that's for sure. And now it's done. 100%, right? Better be. So we'll park the cultivator in Oliver's front, side yard, whatever this is. Right here is a good place as any. Cut out in front of that blue van because we can. Okay, fella, you're just going to sit there? Alright, I trust you. A little bit. let's go down this side, like so. So what time is it? Yeah, so it's 20 of 5. And I'm sure it's going to take me well to the 9 o'clock hour. But you can already see this field. I'm in what I would call four-wheel drive. If I were to just let go, you just see it just drags the tractor way to the left. This field's always been a slight issue to plow for that reason. It just pulls you one way or the other quite a bit. Not as bad as it used to. I mean, it used to be really bad. At least we'll get all the fields plowed that need to be plowed. And the only thing we'll have to do in this set of fields tomorrow is at least cultivate it. And of course we'll have to wake up and see if those fields are ready. The next set of fields, I should say. And if they're not, like I said, we'll just grab the artificial fertilizer. And we'll start fertilizing some of these lower fields as well. I think we got 2 fields down in the southwest corner. And when I mean the southwest corner, I mean this set of fields. Well, there's nothing else down here but all these fields. I think I got like 2 fields that need to be yeah, they all need to be seeded at some point. But fertilized is what I want to say. I'll find the correct words at some point. But hopefully it won't take me too long to plow this. I don't want to work until 10 o'clock at night. I probably need to remind myself to talk to the wife tomorrow. I know some players have mentioned before that they got married, and I want to say ignored their wives, but the heart, they went back to just the hearty eyes and not the heart. So I guess it's possible to lose affection or love life or whatever you want to call it, your social status with them. I hit on Allison so much before they recalculated the love life system. I don't fear too much of losing my social status with her, especially when we got the cash and all the social points that we got. And all she really has to do is hang around the house, milk the cows, collect the eggs. And as we've seen before, you can do that in no time. And we've seen her roam around the town before. We've caught her up at Redberry, up at the church. A simple life. Sort of. You know, I just realized, because I'm seeing, I want to say that's Aiden up there running to his house over there. How come none of these people ever use the bus system? We use it, occasionally. Which brings up another, that's not Aiden, that might be William, actually. The infamous William. Yeah, they never take the bus, but also brings up the point is, how come there's no buses in the traffic? We got bus stops, but no buses. I think I thought that when the AI traffic first came out, and I just kind of forgot about it. Something to think about. Just something to think about. Man, the wheel corrections I have to do every time I plow this field. And then it seems to correct itself near the end, and then I have to do it again. Yeah, plowing in the early stages of this game, and I'm talking about going back to like when it was out in December and January. using this plow, even with this tractor, you just couldn't do it. I mean, you could have the steering wheel or the keys hard right or left, and it wouldn't matter. The plow would just pull you a certain way, and you were going that way. So, I mean, I do like the fact that it does pull you one way or the other a little bit. I mean, the way this is more than fine for me. I don't know, maybe if they put the tractor in the game that's on the load-in screen, what was that, the class Zerion? I pronounce it Zerion. That's what it looks like to me anyways when I see the picture. If we had a little bit bigger tractor, then maybe it wouldn't pull us right or left. Or if we could put some weights in the front. But as we can see, the sun is starting to go down on us. So, what I'm going to do right now is make another jump cut. And I'll bring it back just as soon we're done, just as soon as I'm done plowing this field, and we'll wrap up the episode. So, wow, look at the steering there. I'll catch you shortly. I'll see you in a second. I know what you're going to say. This isn't plowing. This is cultivating. Exactly. Plowing went just a little bit quicker than I thought. We're just getting to 9 o'clock now. No, I'm not going to try to get halfway done or anything like that. I'm just figuring I'd get a couple rounds in on the field. Do some of the outskirts of the field where the plow was. And we're pretty much done with the outskirts. Just got to do the quick edges. So I'll just probably make another circle around the field after this, and I'll call it an episode. Plus it'll make me feel better when I, wake up tomorrow morning and hop in the tractor, just knowing that at least it's kind of started. So yeah, we progressed, I progressed further today than I thought I would. Things have gone smoothly. So we'll just have to wait to see when I wake up in the morning if those fields are ready to be harvested or not. I'm just going to say one of them will be. I may be getting mixed up what cycle that was, but I think I planted the small field first and then the 2 bigger fields the following day. I'm sure I'm wrong, but we'll see in the morning when we wake up what's happening. But I'll make one more circle and then we'll park the tractor and trailer down that corner right there. But we should have probably like 10% of the field done when I get back to that corner. Which is 10% more than I thought we would have. And I haven't seen it, but usually around 8 o'clock it comes up and says you might need some rest. Now either I missed it. What's my sleep bar? Oh, sleep bar is still at 16. So it'll go off probably before I get into bed, but that's fine. As we all know, you can go to bed at 5:30, wake up at 6, and it's like you slept 12 hours like a baby. I know one thing, I turned all my lights on the tractor long before the cars on the road did. But even if the fields aren't ready tomorrow, what we'll probably do is we'll cultivate this field and we'll go do some house inspections and some transport jobs. Probably. Not sure what my plan is, but like I said, we'll just have to wait and see, wake up in the morning and see what's ready to be done. We know we got to cultivate this field, but other than that, not quite sure. So how much we get done? Wow, 26% cultivated. Alright. Seems like a lot. Let's see, we'll lower the cultivator, just take the weight off the tractor, turn the lights off. Always make sure you got your scaffolding with you when you get done. And actually we'll run down and kind of just run to the bedroom, I guess. In real life, I'd run back to the farm and jump in the shower. But I do need to check on the greenhouse as well, make sure that's well moisturized. But that is going to do it for today's episode, guys. Like always, I appreciate you watching. Hopefully the video was enjoyable for you. Yep, we need to hit that. And I will see you in the next episode on A Day on the Farm. But until then, have a good one. If I can get up the stairs. Don't wake up the wife. Our non-pregnant wife. Alright, I'll see you tomorrow.